video. Thank you. We're live, ladies and gentlemen. Want to welcome you in. It's a special transmission. Tony Vitello reporting here in Knoxville, kind of reacting to Ken Rosenthal's report. First of all, I was sitting over at Lakeshore Park playing music. Half hour or so ago when that broke, I planned on doing a space, and then I thought, you know what, let me get home and do the full shebang because I'm a sicko. So I've been on the phone, obviously, since all this broke. But even before that, you know, just trying to follow this story, I think there are two things going on here. Firstly, I do think that Tony has a little bit of a strained relationship with UT's AD. I think there are two things at work here. I don't think they're chummy. Okay, let's put it that way. I've reported, and it's an accurate report, that some of Tony's NIL money has gone toward Danny White's new hire with the Lady Vol basketball team. That's accurate. That's an accurate report. There's also this thing, though, that the San Francisco Giants are, when they feel like they've got a competitive team, when they feel like they've got a team that can contend or get in the playoffs, they're not afraid to spend money. And in terms of Major League Baseball, and Matt Dixon's in here, I'm going to get Matt's thoughts. And then if you want to jump in at 865-200-5402, no promises to whether or not we'll get calls, but I've been on the phone here. Tony's not confirming that he's leaving. Tony did just have a meeting with his players within the hour as this thing broke, basically concurrent with it breaking, and told his team, hey, if I'm leaving, you'll know, because I'm gonna call a team meeting and tell you I'm leaving. That hasn't happened. Ken Rosenthal is a highly decorated, essentially Hall of Fame reporter in that sport. He's not putting this out there for content clout on a Saturday afternoon, on a football Saturday, as some people are saying. Ken Rosenthal could care less about clout and clicks. That's not what he's doing. Ken Rosenthal would not report that he and the Giants are close if he didn't believe that. He's got no reason to do that. Here's what Tony told some people when the Giants were first interested in him, and we reported this, that he was very flattered by it. Buster Posey came out of the college baseball system and has risen to be the general manager of the Giants. He played ball at Florida State. Buster Posey is a huge college baseball fan. Buster Posey regards Tony Vitello as the Nick Saban of the deal. So let's just get that out there. He regards him as the Nick Saban of the deal. Buster Posey and Tony have grown fond of each other leading up to this. Now, Tony is in a spot where you talk to people around the program, they think he's going. Danny White has let some people around him know he thinks he's going. They kind of thought this week that it was heading that way. Now, it hasn't happened yet. I don't know what Tennessee can do to stop it. I don't think this is a play for money. I said at the time I didn't think it was real smart for them to be playing around with his NIL, just knowing how Tony is. You talk to some, that's a reason. You talk to some, no. It's just it's the opportunity to go and be the first, to be a trailblazer. This has never happened. In the history of college baseball, there's never been a guy hired as a head baseball coach take a managerial job in one of those deals. And this is not the Florida Marlins, okay? This is one of the top jobs, top 10 jobs in baseball. It's one of the top 10 jobs in baseball. And so, Matt Dixon, I would like your thoughts as somebody who lives it, breathes it, loves it, not afraid to call it. What is going through your mind right now, Matt? And by the way, we're not going to take any calls because I'll be on here. Laura just told me, get on, get off, get your nap. You got a late night tonight, and we are going to be on late night. So go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, just a huge gut punch. Just awful news today of all days, too. Just kind of a double cup check there. It just makes no sense really from either side's perspective to do it other than just taking a risk and trying something new. The Vitello being flattered makes all the sense in the world. Him taking the job doesn't seem like a great fit for his personality and how competitive he is and how much he likes winning. A manager in professional baseball doesn't really do a whole lot besides, I guess, kind of that motivation deal. You don't have a ton of control. I mean, you really have no control over your player, over your roster and all that. It's a long season. So from that perspective, I don't think it's a great fit for him, but I mean, he'll be successful because that's just who he is. But I mean, if you're Tennessee, you have to do everything. You should have done everything to please the guy and make sure he was happy. I mean, you have a generational coach who is arguably the best in his sport, and he's young. Like he checks there's nothing, no box he doesn't check. You have to make. And a guy that's universally loved by his fan base, like you have to make sure that guy's always happy, even if he has some, kind of crazy demands, which I don't think he really does.
No.
Like you can't fumble the bag here with this, and it seems like they've already fumbled it. And, I mean, we need some kind of reverse Shiano Sunday thing to make this not happen.
I don't think, again, I don't think Danny White's been. I don't think Tony's a Danny White kind of guy, and I don't think Danny White's a Tony kind of guy, to be completely honest with you. But this is a Major League Baseball job, and it's a very good Major League Baseball job. And Dave Roberts, my understanding is, makes somewhere between $10 or $12 million a year, something like that with the Dodgers. And, of course, they're a big spender. And the Padres are in that division as well, and they're a big spender right now. They're spending like drunken sailors. They went all in, and they can't beat anybody in the playoffs, so they're out. The weird thing, Matt, about Tony and Major League Baseball is Tony's deal has always been we're teammates. Everybody in here is a teammate. I don't know how that works in Major League Baseball. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Do those guys laugh at that level? Those multi-year veteran players?
He'd have to change his approach some, but he would figure out a way to make it work.
Oh, no, yeah.
He's too talented and he's way too intelligent to not be a. I mean, he's a great people person. He would figure out the right mix.
Yeah.
With that, it's of course, Drew Gilbert's out there, which is ironic because I think that's probably his favorite player that he's coached here.
Yeah.
Him or Cal Stark. And that's just a Vitello guy. So that he's out there, which is
for now
unique, I guess. For now.
For now.
Well, yeah. And if Tony has any say, he will never leave if he takes the job. But yeah, it's just weird because even a really good manager in baseball, you're going to lose 70 times a year, and that just doesn't fit Vitello. What Vitello is about. I mean, every loss kills him, and to barely be above 500, which is what even the best coaches or best managers in the sport are, just is a tough thing for him to kind of adapt to. Like that, I just don't see how he will like that, and but it's a great opportunity, and again, he's the first one that would ever do it.
Yeah,
which says a lot.
And we've left the door up for him. And our AD's
to be
left.
honest,
Yeah.
Tone, I'm really, really worried now. Like, he takes this job.
Yep.
He does it for 2 or 3 years. He's kind of miserable. He doesn't like it. And then he replaces Dave Van Horn at Arkansas when he retires. And that I would probably quit college baseball at that point, because I can easily see that coming.
I do think Tennessee's seen this coming. Now, what will their succession plan be? People are wondering about that. I guess they would turn to Elander, who's had multiple opportunities to move, but loves it here, has a young family, is a very good guy, is a very capable guy. But Tony Vitello is Tony Vitello. And Tennessee's stacking recruiting classes, stacking them. So the way it stands right now is he just had a meeting within the hour with his team. They are, to this point, he's told them, if I'm doing something, you'll know. So we'll know if he does something. My question for you is, the listener and the inquisitive Vol fan, where did that report come from Rosenthal? Again, Ken Rosenthal's not going to make things up. Those of you who think that he's farming for clicks on a football Saturday, first of all, how many clicks are you going to get on a baseball story on a football Saturday, college baseball story? Don't be too myopic. Don't flatter yourself, okay? He's doing his job. He got that from somebody. He either got that from Tony's agency or he got that from the Giants. There's no two ways around it. And I do believe this thing is extremely close. I don't think it's over, but I think it's extremely close. If you're asking me, is Tony going to take that job? Listen, I had somebody whisper to me last week that, Tony was going to think long and hard about going because, it's a good opportunity, but also it's just he ain't thrilled with a lot of things that have gone on his campus. Look, I'm a truth teller, and I'm not putting it all at Danny White's feet. I'm not, because it takes two to tango. But as Matt said, only here would we let a generational coach walk out the door and not fight like hell for him. Right, Matt? Only here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. And the two to tango line is a Vitello staple. So I like what you did there. I guess there's a chance that that's still possible. Like, can certain people who are influential step up and figure out a way to keep Vitello here?
Yep.
I mean, I guess it's possible until he's signed. Billy Donovan did that weird deal where he took the Magic's job for a day or two.
That's
or
right.
Whatever. But
that's right.
But I mean, that's kind of if we got that far, I think it'd be over. And let's not forget, Brian Pinsky, the soccer coach, got sideways with Danny White and left for Florida State and won a national title his second year there.
He sure did.
So it's not like this has not happened before, but this is a totally different deal than that. I mean, a lot of Tennessee fans don't even know who Brian Pinsky is. And Vitello's, the most popular guy in Knoxville.
It
just doesn't make any sense
to fool
until
around
you start digging into it. From the outside perspective.
Right.
It doesn't really make a lot of sense for either side.
Right.
But especially for Tony's personality to do that and to give up so much control over a program that is at the top of his sport to go, be a 500 coach.
One thing I'm always going to do is try to look at things critically and fairly, right? So do I believe them fooling around with his NIL had something to do if he takes that Giants job, with him taking that Giants job? Put to you this way, it didn't help. It doesn't help. How about that, Matt, for an answer? That's a fair answer, isn't it? The last thing I would want to do if I was Tennessee's administration is poke him. That's the last thing I'd want to do. He's my one sure thing. He's my sun rising in the east and setting in the west. As long as he's there, You're going to contend nationally in baseball. You're going to be a powerhouse. You're going to fill your house. Why they, and I understand Danny needs his women's coach to win, and they're all going to deny all this, that this is true. Tony's going to deny it. They're all going to deny it, and that's okay. That's never stopped me before from telling you what's going on behind the scenes. It's never stopped, and it won't stop me again. Because I'm a it is what it is kind of guy. I just am. And I always have been. And here's where things are. That's a major league job. It's a very good major league job. Again, it's not the Florida Marlins. It's not the Baltimore Orioles. It's a job you can win at and win big. And they were, I mean, let's face it, last 15 years.
With a real general manager, too, who played the game.
Yeah, with a real general manager who played the game. And the other thing about the gig that's attractive from Tony's perspective, as I've dug into this, is that Buster Posey and them, after the Gabe Kapler experiment with the Giants, they got way into using the numbers. And now they're going way away from it. That's one of the things they've sold Tony on. Their brass there, and Posey in particular, they're getting away from a lot of the analytic stuff or being too beholden to it. Now, here's the thing. Knowing Tony, this is my belief, okay? Tony is made for college baseball. Just like Rick Pitino is made for college basketball. Just like John Calipari is made for college basketball. Just like Nick Saban was made for college football. I'm with Matt. I think if he goes, he will get to that All-Star break and he'll be hating life. My belief. It isn't because he's not going to be good at it. But it's going to be that I think he'd feel like a fish out of water in that deal. And look, I realize we're all ego people. And we all think we're capable. I think the guy's capable of anything he wants to do. But I just don't see him being happy in that gig. Tony's a recruiter. He's a digger. He's a fighter. And in that deal, when you're managing, I'm not diminishing what managers do, but you fill out a lineup card every night and sit there and spit seeds.
Some of them don't even fill out their own lineup card.
Well, I look at Pitino. He went right back to college. I look at Nick Saban. You know what Nick Saban did? Nick Saban went right back to his league and dominated it. But he didn't go back to Alabama, did he? So I'm with Matt. If Tony walks out that door, he'll be back in this league. I don't think he'll be here. It's unreal we're here. It really is. I thought a lot of things would happen today. I thought Vanderbilt was going to beat LSU, which is about an idiotic thought till you watch those two teams play. I think Ole Miss is going to get Georgia today. I don't know what the game's doing. I don't even have it on right now. I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about us losing our generational baseball coach. Matt, can you believe that we're here? Can you believe we're here on a Saturday, Matt? Can you believe this is going to happen here?
No. I mean, you heard there's those initial reports, and it's like, well, I mean, that makes a little sense,
sure.
But another way it doesn't, because that just doesn't happen in baseball. But I mean, he's the kind of guy that would have that opportunity. It's just,
yep.
I mean, maybe it's too good to pass up, but maybe here at the last minute he kind of has a change of heart and decides, maybe it's not for me. That's my hope, at least.
My hope in talking about this is that somebody will go to him and say, we will give you whatever you want NIL-wise. Please don't walk out that door. And I'm not saying he's leaving because of that. But for God's sake, somebody with money, reach out to him and say, hey, man, don't leave.
Please.
Don't leave.
Get the damn stadium finished. Shit, that's taken 6 years.
And again, not choosing sides in this thing, because I do think it's a great opportunity. I don't think he would leave solely because, but here's the thing. He and Danny White are oil and water. They just are. Danny's an institutional guy. Tony's a digger and a fighter. Danny's a rules guy. Tony's a rule breaker. Just how it is. Danny's a brie and cheese guy. Tony is an everyday man. Danny is a very introverted person. Tony's extremely extroverted. And Danny messed around with his NIL, which is not – I said on the air when he did it that it just wasn't – now, I didn't think it was going to result in anything. I just thought he'd, kind of get angry about it behind the scenes. But the thing you didn't want to do, Matt, is create – I don't even know if it's a reason to leave, but what's the term I'm looking for? Because I don't blame. Again, I'm not solely blaming. If Tony takes his job, it's because Tony wants to take the job. Nobody gonna run Tony off, okay? But what's the term I'm looking for, Matt? I
think it would be a reason he would show interest in that job when they came to him.
Yes. That's a fair thing to say.
I think that would be a reason for him to kind of entertain it, at least. And obviously he's entertained it, and they're pretty far along in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would definitely be a factor, maybe a big factor, who knows? But I definitely think it would be a significant reason why he would at least initially show interest.
So that's where we are right now.
This is unbelievable.
If news breaks out, we'll break in. As of right now, do I believe Ken Rosenthal's report has validity? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Do I believe Tony's going to take that job? It's a great question. It's a great question. Tony is mercurial. He's unpredictable. He's kind of complicated. Pretty thin-skinned. He's kind of a grudge holder. In other words, he's Italian. And
you also just described the Tennessee fan base as a whole, which is why he's a perfect fit here.
Perfect fit. Mm-hmm. Yep. And he, above all else, is extremely loyal and wants respect. Those are two things that Tony is kind of about. He's extremely loyal, and he wants to be respected. And I would implore any money people that are listening to me right now to reach out to him and say, man, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. And I don't think it's a play for salary either, him thinking about this. I don't think this is hey, I'm going to call a team meeting and mess around with my team today. I want to know why he had a team meeting concurrently with Ken Rosenthal's report popping out. Did he and the Giants agree to something? Again, I'm going to end on this. Did he and the Giants, Tony's side and the Giants agree to something, and then Tony walked in there to meet with his team and decided, you know what? I don't know if I want to do this just yet. I can't tell these guys that I'm going. Or was it just a coincidence, Matt? It's highly, highly unusual. Maybe, Matt, you can help me. I don't remember a coach calling a team meeting, Matt, to tell his team not to believe what they're hearing. Do you remember that, Matt? On a Saturday.
I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but it does seem odd. I don't think it's a coincidence. I think he's their top target. I think they probably have discussed it, and I think he's probably told them he's probably going to take the job, but he hasn't officially done it. He's probably still thinking about some things and making sure everything's kind of shored up on all ends. But no, I definitely think he's the guy that the Giants want, and he's expressed a lot of interest in taking a job. He just hasn't kind of pulled the trigger yet.
And if Tony takes it, I wish him well. Obviously, we all do. This sucks. I mean, if any school is going to be the first school to have a college coach take a major league managerial position, it's this one. You know that, Matt? All those years, Matt, they didn't fool with Corbin. They didn't fool with Augie Garrido. They didn't fool with any of those guys. Any of them, Matt. They didn't fool with any of them.
It's never even been talked about. Like, nobody's even flirted with them.
But our damn guy.
Our guy's too good and checks all the boxes.
And I knew when he was going to talk, I knew when they reached out and talked to him, I knew they would love him. Why wouldn't you? I also knew when they were playing around with his NIL that's just not, it's just not smart. It's just not smart. So, and listen, two things can be true at one time. I don't think he's going to leave. If he ultimately leaves, I don't think it's going to be because, hey, I'm going to show that AD. I don't think that. But I also don't think as an AD with him, you open the door. Just speaking plain facts here. Just speaking faxes. So I hope the guy stays. News breaks out, we'll break in. Matt, you have anything else you'd care to add? Tonight we're on with Garza Law, fifth quarter fan reaction as soon as the game ends. I'm going to turn this Ole Miss Georgia game on and get me a nice long nap, get my beauty rest, as you can tell by looking at me. Anything else, Matt, you care to add?
No, just hopefully this is the only cup check we get today.
Yep. And by the way, Georgia
pretty damn big one.
Georgia continues to flip the ball off to their white mascot, Matt, around the goal line. So that's a really nice offensive play they just ran. Love the white mascot, Matt. How about you? You into the white mascot? Not really.
It makes zero sense to give that guy the ball.
He continued to do it.
And it looked like he was going to throw on that.
He was going to throw it, and he ate it for like a 6-yard loss. Like, Kirby, dumb. What are we doing? Hey, Tony, don't take that job, man. You're going to be miserable. Don't do that. You can win there. You can do anything you want to do, T. Man, don't take that job. These people love you here, man. They love you here. Don't take that job, man. Don't do it. Do not do that. Appreciate you. Love you. GBO, we'll talk to you tonight. Thanks for being there. This will end our special transmission. Thanks, Matt. Yeah, I couldn't take any call. We had folks who wanted to talk. I just couldn't do it because I got to get some rest here, and we're gonna be on to like 4 o'clock in the morning tonight as it is. Love you, appreciate you. If news breaks out though today, I'll pop back in here. See ya. Tony, don't go. Don't go, T. You don't need to go do that, man. You got it great here. You're going to have a street named after you, T. Come on, don't do it. For a guy that lives in Upper East Tennessee.